job got easier or a little tougher this offseason?
I'll say that it got tougher, and it's not because of the wins and losses or the additions and subtractions. It's about his age. And I know it's easy to just say, well, he's turning 41. It's a big deal. He's turning 41 in August. Just think about all the 41-year-olds that you know, and think about what they're doing from an activity standpoint. Now, this is all autobiographical, like my man KB says. I go to my son's practice twice a week, and there's this 9th grader in there, and his name is Will, and he's talented. Basketball is all he does. Eats, sleeps, and drinks basketball. And I challenge him occasionally. I'm like, what's up? Let me go ahead and play you one-on-one. Now, before we played the game, I literally was on the side of the gym working out and stretching like Jim Carrey and Cable Guy. Headband. I'm doing the old man moves, and he kept looking at me like, old man, are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? It took me so long just to get ready for a game. And then after the game, I'm sore for 3 days. So I say all that to say this. I gave him that work.
They dunked on him.
Yeah, listen, here's the thing. My point is, with Tom Brady, I don't care about your diet. I don't care about your life coaches. I don't care about your physical therapist. At 41, it is difficult to get yourself up from the game and then play in it and then recover from that game. I'm going to be paying attention to that more than ever. It's not the coordinators. It's not the players around him. It's not the schemes. It's not who's going against him. It's Tom Brady versus Tom Brady. It's like the documentary, right? It's Tom versus time. I want to see how he responds because it will be much different this year. I know it's just a year later, but he's a 41-year-old starting quarterback in one of the toughest leagues in the world, and that's the NFL.
Father Time undefeated.
Undefeated, but so does Tom Brady seem undefeated. He was the MVP last year.
I know.
He had his best career, his career. Look, all those comments from Gase about Amendola, I am not going to minimize. They are beautiful and they are true. But I heard the KC coaches talked away about Mike Vrabel when he came there. It didn't do anything for them. Willie McGinnis goes to Cleveland. You heard the same things. They didn't go on to win Super Bowls. Shane Vereen and the Giants, the same exact things were said. He's bringing this amazing. It doesn't just translate like that because as much as Amendola can set the standard, there is a standard up in New England, and I think for that reason, I don't have as much fear that Brady won't be able to get these guys going again because of the loss of a player like Danny Amendola. We'll say this. I don't know where Brady and Belichick's relationship is right now, and that's something new. That's a wrinkle where for 17 years leading up to this, we thought, okay, well, those guys are simpatico. They might be on planet Mars doing their own thing, but at least up there in Foxborough, in between those closed doors, they're all on the same page. Brady missed the start of voluntary workouts because he was on a camel out there. He sat with Jim Gray and said he pleads the fifth on what happened. He didn't have an idea about Malcolm Butler.
Looking like a matador at the Met Gala.
Looking like a Met Gala, whole thing. But, like, at the very least, they're not exactly walking the same line right now. Now, when it happens, when they get in camp, it might all be good. But there is a different feeling to the Brady-Belichick situation, and I think a lot of it has to do with Jimmy Garoppolo. And Garoppolo being shipped off, and maybe Belichick didn't want to get rid of Garoppolo. And now how do you just get over that and say, you know what, 18 years together, let's keep it going, let's win one more, let's get. But I do think the stuff that we don't see physically, the stuff that we don't see on TV, the stuff that we don't see on Instagram might be my biggest question mark. I want to see where their relationship is and how they put it all behind and move on and go ahead.
It seems like an April problem to me. I feel like they're professional enough to show up. What I don't care about as it pertains to the pitch, I don't care who Brady lost. I've seen a lot of lost columns over a lot of seasons. I've seen David Givens and Deion Branch and Richard Seymour and Vince Wilfork. They've all been lost. And I love Amendola. I love all those guys. I don't really care who Brady has with him, and I say that respectfully.
I agree.
I feel like they're going from Craig Hodges to Steve Kerr. They're going to do the same thing around Jordan. However, I do think it's going to be harder for Brady this year, and it has nothing to do with anybody in Foxborough. It's going to be harder because Deshaun Watson's going to get healthier. I think Jacksonville is still loaded, and I think the Tennessee Titans are for real. And I like Mike Vrabel. I think finally the AFC is starting to wake up a little bit and actually challenge this guy, but I don't care who he plays with or who he's losing.
Excellent. Different points from all of you, and everyone's in agreement that it will be a tougher year for Tom Brady.
For sure.
In one way
question.
or another.